Cups for Sale, Esphyr Slobodkina. Once there was a peddler who sold cups, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on the top of his head. First he had on his cup the chick cup, then a bunch of gray cups, then a bunch of brown cups, then a bunch of blue cups. On the top, a bunch of red cups. He walked up down the streets, holding himself up very straight so as not to upset his cups. As he went along, he called, "Cups! Cups for sale! 50 cents a cup!" One morning, he could not sell any cups. He would up down the street, and he walked down the street calling, "Cups! Cups for sale! 50 cents a cup!" But nobody wanted any cups that morning. Nobody wanted even red cups. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of the town slowly, so as not to upset his cups. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place to rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back his back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the cups on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own chick cup, then the gray cups, then the brown cups, then the blue cups, and the red cups on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his cups were in the right place. All he felt was his own chick cup. He looked to the right of him, no cups. He looked to the left of him, no cups. He looked in the back of him, no cups. He looked behind the tree, no cups. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my cups." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Shh, shh, shh, shh." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my cups." But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, "Shh, shh, shh." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and said, "You monkey, you better give me back my cups." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Shh." But this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkey, you must give me back back my cups!" But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Shh, shh, shh, shh." At last, he became so angry that he pulled his own cup, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cup, and all the gray cups, and all the brown cups, and all the blue cups, and all the red cups came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his cups and put them back on his head. First his own cup, then the gray cups, then the brown cups, and the blue cups, then the red cups on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to the town calling, "Cups! Cups for sale! 50 cents a cup!" The end.